Welcome back to the Above the Yellow Line live stream. Thursday night, Happy New Year. I know we took a week off to celebrate the holidays, so glad to be back. And thank you all for tuning in and trickling in as we start this live stream. Very excited to have special guests join us in a few minutes from Goat Locker Racing. Excited to share their story and what they've got going on in 2024 as they will start their season soon. If you have any questions for them, leave them in the comments using hashtag GLR, just so I can see when you're asking the questions so they don't blend in with the other comments. But great to see you all. Hopefully you had a great holiday season, and we are ready to start off 2024 strong. Later in the show, we're also going to talk about our 2024. Maybe not go into predictions yet. I like to hold off on those until we get closer to the clash. So we will kind of hold off on that, but we'll talk about our ins and outs of 2024. If you haven't been on social media and don't know what that is, I will explain that later. Don't you worry. But yeah, Hab, good to see you in the chat. Thank you so much. Adam, good to see you. Yeah, not too long until the NASCAR season gets underway. It's refreshing to feel that racing's coming back very soon. I'm very excited for everything that's coming up in 2024. John, good to see you as well. If you haven't shared the stream, make sure to share it with your friends. Also, make sure to subscribe to our channels if you haven't already, and make sure to turn on the notification bell so you know when we go live and when we post new videos. So should be really exciting. Of course, NASCAR news coming out left and right. We'll talk about that too. Jacob out here to support Goat Locker Racing. Appreciate you joining the stream for sure. Zach, good to see you too. Happy New Year. Excited to see what y'all do at Running on Scuffs this year too. So should be a good year for everyone. I think this NASCAR season should be pretty exciting. This is the third season with the next gen car. We have the Xfinity field is stacked this year. So that's going to be really fun to look forward to, seeing how competitive that field is. Truck things have moved around quite a bit, and we'll talk about that as well. But just another solid year of racing. I'm ready for it. So we'll see. Awesome. Wesley, good to see you too. Lots of support for Goat Locker Racing. I love to see it. Ty, thanks for joining in. I appreciate that. I appreciate the kind words. Well, I won't delay any longer. We'll get right to it. If you don't know what Goat Locker Racing is, you're about to learn. It's a very cool organization that helps first responders and veterans kind of build community through iRacing, but I won't explain it to you. I will let the founders of Goat Locker Racing explain it to you. I'm going to bring in Jamie and Patrick. Hi, how are you guys?
Hey, Taylor. Happy New Year. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, Happy New Year, Taylor.
Thank you so much. First off, I love the merchandise or the branding. I love it.
We called each other and made sure we were wearing the same stuff today.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to match. That's all.
That's
good.
right.
I love it. Yeah. Awesome. Well, for those who might not know what Goat Locker Racing is, Jamie, I'll throw this question to you. Can you kind of explain, how your organization kind of got founded? What was the idea behind it?
Well, how I got founded, Pat and I have been involved with sim racing way back since 1996, back to the original NASCAR racing series software that came out from Papyrus, right? Which is, if people don't know, is the backbone to iRacing now today. Anyways, we have been doing this for a long time, and then we decided we wanted to build this league. We were racing in another league that was kind of doing the same thing we were kind of doing on a much smaller scale. And we got the idea that we could take it and make it much bigger than what they were doing. Not to criticize what they were doing, but we felt we could do it better. And so we created Goat Locker Racing. Since we're both retired Navy Chiefs, the name stuck. We figured people that know will know, and those that don't will probably be inquisitive enough to want to find out what that means, right? So we got this going a couple years ago. We started it, and we started out just kind of supporting other veteran nonprofits. We weren't even talking about being a nonprofit at that point, but we would use our stream to raise money for other organizations. We raised about $2,500 for an organization called Veterans 48, where they were building 48 panhead kits for disabled veterans and modifying them so that even people with missing limbs or whatever could still get on a motorcycle and ride. And so we kind of just figured, well, we're doing this for other people. Why don't we do this for us and use the community that we've built with Goat Locker Racing to bring in other veterans and support veterans and first responders to get them something that they can do besides just sit in the house and stew on their thoughts. So that's how we got to where we are today.
And I think something that's really cool about racing in general is you have a sense of community. With anything you do, there's that sense of community. And I'm sure, Patrick, that sense of community within the veteran community, and also thank you both for your service, it is big. Can you talk about that within Goat Locker Racing and that community that you've built?
Yeah, and I think you kind of nailed it right there. I mean, it's the sense of community, it's that sense of belonging. For us that have served, and we served for a very long time, Jimmy, 20, me, 24 years. I've got a lot of ties to the first responder community as well. My brother's a paramedic firefighter, been that for 15 years. You belong a part of these organizations that you feel like that are bigger than you. You're serving something, a bigger cause. And you want to continue that past your service. And so you find these different and unique ways to do it. And I think the racing community does it very, very well. It's a very tight-knit community that looks out for each other, that really cares for one another. And once you're in, you're in. And it is really awesome to see. And it's awesome to see how the values of the two communities line up so well together. Again, and for us, when we served, we did a lot of things. We played a lot of sports. We're always highly competitive. And so we love to get out there and compete at different levels. I'm a huge racing fan. Anything that's got wheels and a motor, I will watch it go around a track. I love it. And this is my way to connect as well through iRacing and, my sim rig that sits back there. Well, I know the lighting's not quite the best, but I'm a big William Byron fan. That's a roof off of one of his cars. So William,
wow.
if you're tuned in, hey, huge fan. But I think it's so. Hey, I can geek out for a second, can I?
Hey, you're allowed to. You're good.
Yeah.
I got my smoke bumper over there. Does that count?
Hey, I love that.
He might be watching too. All right. So Smoke, Tony,
That's right.
Hey, holler at your boy.
But yeah, we saw through what we were doing, and bringing these veterans and first responders in, how much it helped, how much they were able to come and be a part of what we were doing and just find some relief and some therapy, what we like to call speed therapy. They could sit behind their simulation rig. They can get out here. We talk a bunch of trash, just like a bunch of race car drivers, and we have a lot of fun. And I tell you, Taylor, the coolest part about it has been, and there's a ton of work that goes into it. I can't even begin to explain the amount of work that goes into it. But you should see the messages we get. Thank you for what you guys are doing. We do everything free of charge. Nobody pays a dime to be a part of what we're doing. We will keep it that way. Another reason we turned it into a nonprofit, because we want to make sure the cost of this isn't something that's a barrier. And yeah, the amount of messages we get is it's humbling. It's very, very humbling. Thanks for what you guys are doing. Thanks for allowing me to escape, for a couple hours a day, just to come be around a bunch of people that know what I'm going through and be able to get out on track and compete. So the community is growing. It's strong. I love that the two are combined, the racing community and the military and first responder community.
And you talked about iRacing and sim racing. There can be a cost to enter. The rigs can be really expensive, but I know something cool that you guys do is you try to provide your community sim rigs or wheels and pedals. Can you talk about that process?
Yeah, absolutely. The online racing community that we have is just it's not even the main thing. The main thing is, sometimes it can be very, very expensive. You can go crazy expensive. But even, and don't let Jamie fool you. He's got a pretty impressive setup himself. But when you start to sit down and think about the things, and we know the good that it can do, we know one of the biggest problems with mental health and struggles with PTSD and even struggles with addiction isn't that veterans and first responders can't get medical care and things along those lines. The problem is when they're sitting at home alone and their thoughts and their feelings and all that stuff catches up. They need a hobby. They need to belong to something. But for some veterans, especially disabled veterans that are, just living off of some very fixed income, it can get expensive. Because even if you go with some of the very basic things, a basic PC is going to run you $1,000. A wheel and pedals is going to run you $400 or $500. Then you've got to have a monitor. iRacing is not free. They've
Nope.
got to make money too. Um, so when it all adds up, the package that we are going to provide to veterans, and we are on the verge of providing our very first one here in the next few weeks, is about a $2,500 value. And that's everything. We provide everything: the PC, the cockpit you can actually sit in, the wheel, the
Wow.
pedals. We're going to load you up with a free year subscription to iRacing. We're going to load your iRacing account with a few $100s so you can go buy the cars and the tracks that we race on. We want that veteran or that first responder to be able to jump into this and enjoy. They don't have to worry about the cost of it. They don't have to worry about anything except for sitting down, joining our community, feeling some speed therapy, and really just having some fun. So yeah, that's one of our main goals right now. And like I said, we're on the verge of being able to provide our very first one here in the next couple weeks.
That is incredible, and I mean, I've just started to get into sim racing, and it is so much fun, and it does provide a really good escape. And I also know that there's a learning curve to it. A lot of me, I was like, oh,
Hmm.
this is really easy. Like I can do this, and I just got onto like Heat 5, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not good at this. Like, do you help other veterans? Like, do you teach kind of how to do it, or are you kind of walking alongside them, trying to show them the ways of how to race on iRacing?
Yeah, so we've got several different series that we run. We've pretty much got racing 4 nights a week that we provide, and one of them is Thursday night. That is the ARCA series, and that's going to be
Ooh,
our beginner series. Okay, so that's sponsored by the Veterans for Life Foundation.
awesome.
Okay, so we had a beginner series last year, and we kind of put an iRating cap on that to keep better people out. It didn't really work out so well. So we're probably not going to have a strict iRating cap for this series, but it is going to be geared towards helping people out, getting their feet wet with racing. And there's plenty of people in Goat Locker Racing right now, and we've got some strong drivers. Not necessarily me and Pat, but we've got some strong drivers in there that, well,
Throwing the shade.
I'm
sorry.
telling
I mean,
you.
I'm trying not to be that kind of guy, right? So yeah, me and Pat will help you out and get you and get you where you need to be. All right. So yeah, so we've got the ARCA series for beginners, and then our Premier series is our truck series. That's sponsored by our very first sponsor we ever had, Jam Printing and Promotions. That series is going to run on Friday nights now, and that is our there's no gimmies there. Everything, there'll be no fast repairs. It's highly competitive. Okay, and then we've got a couple other series too. The Xfinity, which is going to brand new sponsor just came on board for that one. Right now, roofing. They've sponsored that series that runs on Tuesday night, and then on Wednesday night we have the Next Gen series, which is sponsored by Cruising Classics, which is a family member of one of our drivers out of Columbus, Ohio. They
My
sell and
hometown.
restore classic cars. Beautiful. I wish we could afford them.
Hmm.
If you check out their website, cruisingclassics.com, they got amazing vehicles for sale. So, but yeah, for sure, we got plenty of support for newcomers. In fact, I think I sent you an invite, Taylor, on TikTok.
You
Come
did?
join that ARCA series.
You never know. I might catch me middle of the year once I've got some more time under my belt, some more time with the wheel and pedals, and maybe, just maybe,
Get out
might see.
there. Look, you're not going to get any better not racing against good competition.
That is true. That's very true. Also, I love how you guys race trucks on a Friday night. There is nothing better than truck racing on Friday nights. Like,
Yeah.
it's so fun to watch.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite series you like to watch? I know, Patrick, you said that you like any and all racing, but is there
Hmm.
one that you gravitate towards a little bit more?
I mean, I gravitate towards the Cup Series. That's how I got into
Yeah.
racing. That's really how I got into NASCAR. I grew up a Jeff Gordon fan.
Okay.
I'm a
Yeah,
pause for the haters. Okay.
yeah.
And really, I did so because Jeff Gordon grew up here in Indiana. He grew up, him and his parents moved him here to Indiana to learn how to race and all that stuff. And I was like, oh, a guy from Indiana. And if you know anything about Indiana, I mean, we're full of racers. It's the largest, biggest spectacle in racing in the world happens here in Indianapolis. And And so I continued to follow him through his career, and then I got more into the Xfinity series and watching that, and more into the truck series, and then just obviously I watch IndyCar. I'm in the home of IndyCar, but I don't know. I can't really say that I have a favorite one. I'm a huge Hendrick fan, thanks to Jeff Gordon, and I love watching what Hendrick does. Nowadays, obviously I gravitated over toward William Byron since he took
Oh
the
yeah.
24 number, and William Byron's story is so cool because he came from iRacing,
Right.
and the things that he's doing. So, but yeah, I mean, again, I can sit here and geek out about racing for a very long time. We've got a guy on our team right now that's all about dirt racing, and he's forcing me to get into dirt racing, which I've actually started to really enjoy. I know the Chili Bowl
Yeah.
Nationals are coming up here shortly, and so I'll be watching that. That'll make him happy as well. So the more and more that I get into it, Taylor, the more and more that I love it all. And it's so much fun to be a part of.
It's definitely it becomes an obsession almost, but it's like it's so fun. The community just even to just the thrill of
Hmm.
even being at the racetrack. Like, have you guys been to the track before? Have you been able to go to a race?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
In
yeah.
fact,
All right.
my first race was with Pat. We went
Oh, fun.
Bristol spring. It was spring of '98, right?
Yeah, Jeff Gordon won,
Yeah,
by the way.
yeah.
Oh,
Jeff
perfect.
Gordon won. Ernie Irvan did lead some laps, so I left happy. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing that beats the racetrack. It don't matter if it's
Mhm.
at NASCAR or your local short tracks. I'm fortunate to have. I've got 5 flags right here by me. You just can't. You can't beat the experience, the smell. I mean, I just
Mhm.
when cars fire up and you get that smell from the fuel burning off. I mean, it's just that's happiness.
It really is. It's happiness in an environment. The first time I went to the racetrack, I never knew what NASCAR was. My grandma was like, "Let's go," and I'm like, "All right, coolest thing ever," and I was hooked right away. So glad that you guys were able to go to the track. Also, first time you were at a race and Jeff Gordon win. That's pretty cool.
I
That's
mean,
great.
you couldn't beat it. I mean, I've been to plenty Indy 500s. Literally, I'm 20 minutes down the road from the track. But going to but that has to be one of my favorite places to go is Bristol. And if you've not been to
Mhm.
Bristol, anybody in the audience, go to Bristol. That place is absolutely amazing. It's like an amphitheater, and they put those cars down on that track, and it is just
Yep.
amazing. And I've been to Michigan. I've been to the Brickyard 400 a couple times. I was there when Smoke won the Brickyard 400.
Oh, that's great.
Um,
I was there for Smoke's first race at Richmond,
yep.
or first
Oh, that's
win, not his first race, his first win.
We should really
that's great.
stop saying these things. We're really dating ourselves right now.
Yeah.
But we'll stop talking about the old stuff. But yeah, if you've not experienced a live NASCAR race, go to any one of them. Go to a truck race on a Friday night. But yeah, it's just amazing.
And then backtracking a little bit, I know your guys' series, it starts what in 2 weeks? Is that
Hmm.
correct? Okay. Yeah,
Yes,
so
yes.
when does everything begin? Like times, where can people find, where you guys are streaming?
Well, we're on a couple different platforms now.
Mhm.
So you can go to Podium Esports, and Podium is the one that's going to be broadcasting our Friday night series. And if
Awesome.
you've not seen a Podium broadcast, it is they're,
Phenomenal.
They
yeah,
do
they
great.
are one of the top notch, sim racing
Mhm.
broadcast organizations out there. And we were lucky enough to be able to get them to work with us. So Podium Esports will be doing our Friday night series. On Wednesdays and Thursdays, it'll be broadcast on the Nazareth 360 network, which you can find on YouTube. And then on Tuesdays, for the Xfinity series, that'll be broadcast on V Speed Network, which can also be found on YouTube. So we've got a lot of great partners that are broadcasting for us. It's so cool and I think one of the coolest parts about the broadcasting part about it is we have so many families that tune in. We've
Yeah.
got guys that are on
Yeah.
active duty that don't get to see their families very often, but their families get to tune in and watch them race.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
and it's just like I said, the reach and the coolness of this has been awesome. So this year we stepped it up. We said, we've got a lot of families watching, we've got a lot of sponsors watching. We got this really cool fan called Taylor Kitchen that's now tuning into everything.
Let's
So
go.
we've got a we've got to put this thing up on Podium Esports. I mean, we got to look legitimate now. So it's incredible, Taylor. But yeah, many different places you can tune in. Again, V Speed Network on Tuesdays, NASCAR 360 on Wednesday and Thursday, and of course everybody knows Podium. Tune in on Podium, watch the truck series. We've got 30 of the best drivers out there, and we're going to go out there and go door to door in these trucks.
That's awesome. Yeah, I am looking forward to the amount of talk that you guys have given about the competitiveness of your series. Oh, I'm stoked. It's going to be such a good year for y'all this year. I'm really excited to watch. Um, I know we're just starting this year, but I guess you mentioned goals to grow and,
Mhm.
goals of where you guys are headed. But, what else is going to be new for you all going into 2024?
Well, we do have some very lofty goals, and lucky for us, we've got some great sponsorship coming on board, some great donors coming on board that really believe in what we're doing. So we talked a little bit about the online racing community and continuing to grow that. We want to continue to be able to give back through that. I think we've probably given away, I don't know, Jamie, well over 100 hats that we've had made. We give stuff away left and right. It's our way again to give back, and we've talked about wanting to give away these sim racing setups at $2,500 a piece. Well, we've got a goal this year of actually being able to do at least 6 of those.
Oh, wow.
And that's a very small goal. I think we'll hit that goal and far exceed it. Our great sponsors like the Veterans for Life Foundation have contributed so much, and they're going to continue to contribute so much. And I can't say enough great things about what they're doing to help us grow. But the other big thing that's on the plate, and I expect to have this done Q1 this year, is we're going to have a mobile simulator, one that's going to be in a wrap trailer that we're going to be able to take to events, to different shows, to different racetracks, all those different types of things to show people what we're doing and to also to allow people to experience what it's all about. I think there are a lot of NASCAR fans out there and racing fans that don't really know what simulation racing is all about. But I think if you could really introduce them to it, they'd be like, holy smokes, this is amazing. And it's another way to connect with the sport. So those are our 3 things that we have going on this year. We'll continue to grow the online racing community. Please, anybody, look us up, come join us. We're gonna do at least 6 of those sim racing rigs that we're going to give away to veterans in need and first responders. And then we plan to have Goat Locker Racing on the road with a mobile simulator doing some shows and things.
That's awesome. I think whenever you can bring something like sim racing to an audience or to a crowd and just say, hey, try it out. I mean, that's what got me so enticed by it. So I think that is so awesome. I know we have some questions in the chat here. I'll throw this one up from Adam. Goes, is there a race you've wanted to attend but haven't yet? By the way, thank you both for your service.
That's a good one.
It's a loaded question.
It is. I like the smaller tracks. I like being able to watch all the action. Now, I have not been to Talladega.
That'd be good.
I don't know that I'm really going to go there for the race, but more so the party.
Oh, yeah.
I heard it's pretty amazing. So I've got that one earmarked that I'd love to be able to go to. But to tell you the truth, as much as Jamie talks about Five Flags, I really want to go down to Five Flags and watch the Snowball Derby one of these years.
It's incredible. Incredible.
It is. Yeah. It's an event in itself too. Yeah. A race I haven't been to. I mean, I would probably lean towards Talladega. I've been to the 500. I've been to the Daytona 500. I've been to Bristol, Richmond, Martinsville, Rockingham,
Nice.
Darlington. I've been to a lot of places. So yeah, Talladega is probably the one place I haven't been to yet. That definitely want to get there for that.
Yeah, Talladega is high on my list. I mean, for real, the parties I've heard top notch, crazy.
Yeah. So, see, the problem, Taylor, is you don't want to take 2 old Navy guys to a party. I mean, the rumors are true. So
okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll be cautious. Then we'll be very cautious.
Oh my goodness,
Jacob. This is a really important question to me. How can people donate to Goat Locker Racing? How can we kind of give back for what you guys are doing?
Well, the easiest way is to look us up on Facebook. We're always running a donation campaign and those types of things. So you can look us up on Facebook, Goat Locker Racing. We're on Twitch and Twitter and TikTok and all the different social media platforms.
Instagram.
Our website is currently under construction, so you can go there, check some things out, and all those types of things. But reach out to us on Facebook. That's the easiest way to get a hold of us. Someone is always monitoring that page. I say someone, Jamie. Jamie's always like we've got some big team of people.
Hi, Jamie.
I'm trying to sound bigger than we are. We're really not. There's 2 of us. Well, there's more than that, but that's the easiest way to. And any type of donation goes a very long ways. Again, all of this stuff costs quite a bit of money to be able to do, and me and Jamie are perfectly fine, keeping it going. It's been wonderful to see the outpouring of support that we've gotten. I think a lot of people truly understand what we're doing and want to be a part of it, and it's so humbling and heartwarming. So, $5 goes a long ways. Hey, you send in $5, I'm going to send you a set of dog tags and a couple stickers. We got some cool swag as well. We've got some T-shirts and some hats. So get a hold of us via Facebook. Go check out the website, golockerracing.org. Like I said, please forgive us. It's still a little under construction. We're 2 old Navy guys, so cut us a little slack. But yeah. And anytime you see any of our posts on social media, especially right now, on any of the graphics we produce, there's a little QR code that you can scan that you can jump right into our Discord as well.
Oh, that's sweet. Discord communities are so fun. So yeah, definitely everyone in the chat watching, make sure to check them out. I mean, you can tell if you go through the comments, I'm scrolling through, there's so much love for what you guys do. What you all do is incredible. It's such a fun, unique community that you guys have brought together. And yeah, it's awesome. So thank you all for what you do. Again, thank you for your service. And it's been such a joy to have you. And maybe we'll have you on again if you're up to it. Little season preview, overview, recap, everything in between. So appreciate both y'all's time so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, both of y'all have a good night, and I will be in touch.
All right. Thanks, Taylor.
Thanks, Taylor.
Bye. Awesome. Well, that was Patrick and Jamie from Goat Locker Racing. I will make sure to post links to their profiles to the Goat Locker Racing social media pages on my social media as well, just so you all know where to find them, and also to their website as well. So great organization, super cool. Watch when they go live, please, because that's like everything's so cool. So again, thank them for joining the show tonight and also for their service. An incredible thing that they're doing. Now we will kind of transition a little bit. The ATYL crew is also here, and we're going to talk some NASCAR news. There's a lot of silly season stuff that dropped, so we will definitely talk about that. And we also are going to talk about what else did I have on the plan? Oh yeah, ins and outs. Well, we'll talk about that too, and y'all can join in on that and give me your opinions on what you all want to see more of this year and what you want to see less of this year. So we will definitely get into that. Again, thank you all so much for joining. If you are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe and keep following along with us for all NASCAR content. Always great to have guests like those from Good Locker Racing on here. So we will bring in Dom, Ben, and Rob today. Adam is on vacation. So Adam, if you're listening, hope you're having a good vacation, bud. So yeah, the thumbs down. Dom giving the thumbs down on vacation.
Oh, Adam.
Hi guys, first meeting of all of us together for 2024. Look at that.
It's all downhill from here.
Oh, Jen. The pessimism there.
Oh man.
Like I
climbed that mountain to get out of 2023 only to find 2024.
Pretty much. But new year, fresh start. I will say, Rob, it looks like, have you added to your collection in the past 2 weeks? Because everything looks different. It looks so good.
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, I would say I've probably added some stuff over the holiday. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Reporting live from the Lionel warehouse is Rob Branding.
Oh, I wish. I wish I had that kind of pull.
Man. Love it.
We got to do a YouTube video where we pretend to break into Lionel if all of us are in Charlotte next year. Or this year, I guess.
A collab? Because we'll be there this year, right? We'll make it.
Hopefully,
fingers crossed.
Ben, do you have a Lionel car on hand that you can show your support?
Oh no.
Support for Lionel at this time.
Perfect.
I'm just gonna.
Just let that do the slow turn. Yes.
Just gonna to put things in perspective.
Give them the chance to count. Give them the chance to count what's in there.
Excuse me, disgustingly scooting across the floor.
I think there's 20 in each tray. So to put things in perspective, this carousel is all my cup cars. and the one on the other side of the shelf is everything else. So I have that like includes like my race wins.
If I could just have Lionel's attention, bring back the finish line cases.
Yes.
Those were cool. I have the Daytona 500 one.
I wish they would.
Ironically
just
enough,
do
I
it.
don't have my Turner Main car in that case. It's a little sun damaged, so I don't. That's why I don't use it.
Happy birthday,
But-
Trevor Payne.
20 years old.
Oh my god.
I don't have. No, never mind.
No, you're good.
Yeah, right here. Just look at that one.
Oh, I see it.
Christopher Bell, New Hampshire.
Good taste, John.
Yeah, John has good taste.
Very packed.
Dom, we have two like important comments for you here. A love for the IMSA hat.
Oh yes, enjoy the Rolex. I will.
Yeah.
The longest I've gone is 18 hours. I don't think I can do that. I'm gonna try again this year, but we'll see.
It's always good. Keep trying to stay up the full 24. Also, we'll just do this question. Why not? What soccer jersey
Ooh,
player?
do we have any guesses? It's obviously the 4 stars.
guesses?
You know, it's a women's player.
Yeah.
They're the ones that know how to win championships.
Yeah.
Is it Rose Lavelle?
You better believe it's right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
We just signed with Gotham FC today, so I figured I'd show her some love. She's
Love
playing
it.
for the defending champs in the NWSL. So yeah,
We
that's where we're at.
because of the new deal with college sports, we all need to get Caitlin Clark jerseys.
Oh my gosh,
Love
how
her.
Woof.
she?
She's
Yeah.
killer. She's so
good.
she's so good.
She's
She's so
incredible.
good.
Yeah.
She's so good. It like
They
electrifying.
need a crazy shooter like that. She's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah, women's sports this year are like going off.
Popping off, man.
So good.
EWHL.
Yeah, it's been
Love
good
to
stuff so
see it.
far.
Yeah, a lot of great
My-
turnouts for those games too.
One of my friends
Mhm.
texted me the other night because one of the teams plays in Lowell, Mass.
Yeah, it's the
Um,
Boston.
Yeah, and my friend texted me, and she's a big women's hockey fan, and she was like, "I am begging you to shoot one of those games." And I told her, I said they should hire women photographers, not men photographers for those games. I know plenty of
It's you.
I had
love
known
that.
plenty of women photographers that would kill the game for that. And I don't know. It'd be fun to shoot, but like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, that's fair. I respect that. Love it. Sweet. All right, y'all. We ready to get into some NASCAR news?
Race cars.
Vroom.
Room. Oh,
vroom.
thanks. We are ready.
Vroom.
I will say we're gonna start off on kind of a somber note. Because I feel like we need to recognize Cale Yarborough. Unfortunately, he passed away the other day at the age of 84. 83 race wins in his career. Like, incredible guy. I mean, also part of some of NASCAR's most iconic moments, really built the sport. So just, thoughts are with his family and those who knew him really well, his friends. And so very sad news around the end of the year to see. But what a legend. Absolute legend.
The first three-peat Winston Cup champion.
Yeah.
I think he had 3 or 4 Daytona 500s.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yeah, dude was top class up and always giving Allison and Petty fits.
Mhm.
As soon as they think they had all the races won, here comes Yarborough. So,
Yeah.
definitely one of the best in NASCAR history. That's a name that'll be very synonymous with NASCAR for all time. Cale
100%.
Yarborough. And I think the craziest thing I've seen that's come out of this is Donnie Allison saying he's still not over the 79 500.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which,
I
That's
love it.
awesome that it's still stuck with him.
That's incredible. Yeah, I know. Just seeing online too, like seeing, Petty speak to Cale and his legacy, and like Dale Jr. and like everyone just in the community has been impacted by this. So, a heavy loss, but definitely a
Mhm.
driver that will be remembered for all time for his greatness and his accomplishments in the sport and what he's done to build it. So,
And his guest role on the Dukes of Hazzard once.
what?
Yeah, he was on the Dukes
Yeah.
of Hazzard.
How did I not know this?
Adam
It's like a
brings up a
season
good
13.
point. I forgot that's who John Andretti drove.
Oh.
That was that
RCA car.
Mhm.
Dang.
Forgot that's who he was driving for.
RCA Thunderbird.
Del Jarrett drove for him too.
Is that so? Really?
Really?
Yeah. He tweeted about it, I think, this week.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure it was Jarrett.
Dang. Huh. Ben's gonna look. I think
He's
you're
gonna
right.
do
some
Ben.
research.
Yeah, he drove the number 29 Hardy's car, the Oldsmobile,
Okay.
Sweet
because he had that sweet mustache. Jarrett did, that is.
Oh, yes.
stash. Oh yeah, here we are.
I
will
swear I
say-
saw this.
One thing I want to, we'll get to this full fledged in like a few minutes, but one thing I really want to just go is just like the playoff mustaches. I'm not here for it. Like, you know what I mean? Because last year, like, who?
Okay, I'm
Chris
okay with
Neckis-
playoff mustaches not being a thing, but you can't touch playoff beards.
No.
Okay, no, playoff beards, that's fine, but the mustaches, I'm sorry. I just can't do it.
Granted, it was never fun when oh, that's a really good looking car, actually.
Yeah,
It's a
that
good
old Hardy's
car.
29.
I'm not usually one for gradients on a number, but
That looks
Mhm.
great.
looks good.
The size of the logos on the hats.
It's the entire hat.
Right
I
Take up
love
the
it.
entire. Look at the size of the number on the car.
It's so
That is
huge.
also true.
My
guys.
Portalube.
Portalube.
Dude, the 90s were a different time, man, and I love it. The old Coke logo behind it. Oh,
I love the vibes, the 90s
Olds
vibes.
going all the way down the B pillar.
It's incredible.
Heck yeah.
Love
Cars
it.
had class.
Class and sass. I'll just let that marinate for a second. All right.
We don't
More
need
news.
to. Moving on. Moving on.
Moving on. Also, Rob, I also just realized the hat that you have on. I love your hat.
Thank you. It's
You're welcome.
it's one of my favorites. Yeah, they did a really good job. It's like a 90s vibe. It's also 47, which is
ooh.
based in Old Boston, Massachusetts.
Not a
So,
47, it's a 17. It's right on the front.
Okay. All right.
you don't know how bad I want Ricky Stenhouse Jr. to drive a 47 brand sponsored car.
That'd be
That would be so cool.
Who's laughing now? I can put my
Jimmy
number
John-
wherever I want.
Jimmy Johnson sponsored by 84 Lumber. Like,
We never got a Jimmy John's 48 car. It's a shame.
no. Which I mean, that's
Kevin
an
Harvick
easy
owned part
sell.
of Jimmy John's.
Mm-hmm.
Fair. All right. So there's a lot of little pieces of news, some big pieces of news. I'll just start kind of reading off some things, and then as I stop saying things, if there's something, y'all, that pops out at you where you're like, hey, Taylor, you didn't mention this. Let's mention it. So we'll at least start off by big news in my opinion. Ty Dillon's news has finally been announced. He is replacing Matt Benedetto in the number 25 truck at Rackley War for a full-time truck series season. He did say on NASCAR Series XM, he is still eyeing a part-time cup ride, but we don't have any information on that yet. Obviously, there's some assumptions and everything like that, but no, nothing concrete. But I guess for this Ty Dillon news, how are we feeling about this? I have my thoughts, obviously. I will give them momentarily, but does anyone else want to like kind of jump in, share your thoughts on this news? Anyone eager to share? Ben.
This is like the plain white bread of announcements.
Yeah.
Like I saw it and I was like, huh. Okay, the rest of my day is gonna happen now. Like,
You know, fair, true.
it's I think it's a good match, honestly.
yeah.
I think as far as talent level goes, they're kind of making a lateral move, which I think makes sense for the equipment that the
Mhm.
truck
Mhm.
has. Honestly, I think Ty will compete. I think he'll be a top 10 car or truck every
Mhm.
weekend.
Yeah.
I think the right scenario comes up, he could get a win, kind of like
Yeah.
Matt did at Talladega. I could see him getting a run and winning at like Atlanta or somewhere, which ironically would be his second win after Atlanta in the trucks.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good space for him, and I think he's a guy that I probably needs a bit of a confidence boost because
Mhm.
Yeah.
his past 2 years in Cup have not been great. Granted, they have been with pretty lackluster equipment.
Mhm.
And he's been in the second car of lackluster equipment. So I think
Right.
this could be a good year for him to kind of gain some of that confidence back.
Yeah, I totally think that him being with a single truck team, I guess I should say, having that attention solely on him, I think is beneficial to him. One, two, the most successful he has been in his NASCAR National Series career has been in the Truck Series. So he has that working for him, though his last full-time stints in the Truck Series were about a decade ago. Now, now that we're in 2024. So you're also comparing and contrasting that, but I think this is a good move for him. We know what Rackley War equipment is capable of. They had a big step up last year with Matt Benedetto, so we know where the bar is set. It's a matter of can Ty Dillon match that and or exceed it, and also understanding this is his first year with the team, so there's some relaxedness to that, but still, I think this is a great match. I'm hoping he does well. I really do.
This also kind of fits this narrative that we've talked about a few times of the Truck Series kind of needs more veterans.
It does.
And
does.
Ty Dillon's young,
100%.
I guess he's still young in my opinion, but
Yeah,
He is.
he's a veteran. So like he may become the next Mike Skinner, go down the Truck Series and be fine and have a good career and get a few wins and maybe a title. That may be what he's destined for. It's kind of the same thing I feel about Justin Allgaier in the Xfinity Series. Like,
Yeah.
Allgaier is a good relief driver, but he's going to stay in Xfinity Series because that's where he's fine at. So
I think there's a lot of serviceable drivers in Cup that when their career didn't pan out, they just kind of left as a whole. So to see somebody like Ty, who I think is talented, but just maybe not a Cup winner. I think this is a good move, and Mike Skinner wasn't a Cup winner. Technically, wasn't a Cup winner. Johnny Benson only won one Cup race. Ron Hornaday, I don't think ever won a truck race or a truck race. God,
I was like, pardon?
God, all right, all right. You can. Wow, all right. There's your first soundbite of the year, Taylor. If I ever try to apply for a job at NASCAR, just send them that soundbite and be like, "This guy doesn't know jack squat about racing. Are you kidding me?" I don't think he ever won a Cup race.
He has one top 10.
He had one top 10
in 2001.
So I think this is like you said, it's a nice way of getting a veteran back in the Truck Series that I think the Truck Series desperately needs, because it's started to feel like a feeder series the last couple of years featuring Matt Crafton.
And formerly
You're
Johnny
not
Sauter.
wrong.
Yeah, you say it used to feature Matt Crafton, Johnny Sauter, and I guess we'll put Grandin Finger in there now. Poor guy.
But I know. I hope for the best for Grant next year. I really do. I love him. I think he's super talented. So I'm hoping he does good things next year. But I guess the other part of this conversation too is Matt also posted that he signed somewhere. We don't know where he signed, but he had like the pin emoji that he put on Twitter, X, whatever you call it. And the thought process with everybody is like, oh, maybe he's doing part-time in the 16. Maybe he's going to Cup. Maybe he's doing something else in Cup. Maybe he's going to be in Xfinity with AM Racing was the other rumor I saw. We don't know. Yeah. There's a lot of rumors out right now, but
maybe he's in the market for a pen.
Maybe that's all it is.
Same.
So
maybe he learned how to write.
Maybe he did. I'm so curious to see where he will end up, and how that plays out. Let's see. Oh, here Ben makes a good point. Ben Schneider here.
That's true, dude. He's like 12 years old, basically in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so Ben. That's so true. Oh my gosh,
that is so crazy.
Yeah, dude, it's wild.
He made his first Xfinity start in 2015.
Dude,
like, oh my
gosh,
dude. And he gets drunk and it's so much fun.
Ben,
I loved it. I loved it in 2022 or 2021. This year, it felt like they were kind of trying to get him to do it.
Yeah,
and it felt very forced to me. And it's like, dude, just let the guy have fun. If it happens, it happens. If you get the content again, you get the content. But
yeah,
it felt like they were really desperate for it, and I'm like,
that was the problem.
Not that big a deal. Like,
yeah.
They felt desperate for the content, but I will say Ben Rose is one of the best personalities at least in my opinion in NASCAR.
He has a
He's
good
so
personality,
fun.
which
He's
is why
hilarious.
he needs to stay in the truck series
Yes.
Yeah.
because the truck series needs a personality.
Oh, he's not going
does.
anywhere.
Yeah, he's not,
I don't know if he would want to. I mean,
Oh yeah, it's great.
it's like Crafton. Crafton would want to.
Yeah.
true.
You know?
Well, there was rumor Crafton wanted out at one point and wanted to go racing
Yeah.
on Sundays, but that never came to fruition, to my knowledge.
Well, he drove the 18 one time.
Never forget.
One time.
Yeah.
Never forget.
I do see some of your comments in here. We'll get to them because I know a lot of them are like questions about next season and like predictions. So don't worry, we will get to those momentarily. I promise.
We won't.
We will. You have the Taylor guarantee. I guess take that as you will. So the other news that we
I was just going to say, got to read the fine print under that guarantee.
yeah, read
That guarantee you would say is tailored.
Yeah. Oh, all right. First pun of the year for us.
I'm really trying to get fired the first week of 2024.
Rob, you're making the sound bites super easy though, and I appreciate that. I didn't do a blooper reel this past year.
I'm glad I'm making your job easy, Taylor.
You always do.
I'm making your job easy. Now, speaking of that, I would like a raise.
Does my friendship count?
Short.
Oh,
You said that very kindly and earnestly. So yeah.
thank you. Thank
Of
you.
course.
I appreciate that. Yeah. All right. So yeah, hopefully my friendship can at least count for some monetary value if that doesn't work out. But regardless, let's move on. Let's go to, I'll just kind of say other news that came out today and we can discuss whatever we want to discuss here if we want to go into more detail. But Josh Bilicki returns to DGM for a part-time Xfinity Series schedule. Alpha Prime Racing will move their number 45 to a part-time entry. Cesar Baccarella will run that for 4 super speedway races, but they haven't announced the other drivers that will be part of that part-time lineup, which I'll discuss that in a second, but I think it's a great move. We have, let's see, Chase Elliott's spotter. This is another big one. Has been announced. It's going to be his cousin Trey Pohl. So he will be spotting for the number 9 full time. And Josh Williams, who was the spotter for Ryan Blaney, will move to the number 71 with Zane Smith. So that's just overarching all of the news.
I thought he was driving the call-it car.
He is. So on Sundays he'll spot for Zane.
Gotcha.
Thanks, Tom.
That was too easy. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, which one of you was going to make a Josh Williams joke? Who's going to do it? Someone, I honestly think that one of them needs to say, you know what, my name is Joshua from here on out. Just to make
Are
it
they?
easier.
Wait, hold up. Are they not the same person?
They're
No.
not.
No.
This entire time I thought Josh Williams was just spotting.
And there you have
on
it.
Sundays. I was like,
No,
man, that
yeah.
guy really knows how to do his stuff, man.
Dude.
I thought he was just like a Kevin Hamlin.
No, sadly.
No.
Nah.
I don't know, man.
Wow. We
Flip
learned
that and
things
send it
today.
to NASCAR when he tries to get a job.
You know,
Sorry, all the difference
you're
between
good.
Josh Williams.
Yeah,
and Josh
you know
Williams.
what? You know what? That's on me. I should have been looking at the spotter cam on Sundays.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, that's okay. It's all right, Rob. Yeah, I think I realized that they were different people. Like, I know this year, like, I guess no, last year,
It
I
took
was like,
me a while.
yeah,
took
it
me a
takes you a
long
while
to figure
no
it out.
shame in that. It does.
I don't blame Rob at all.
No, I don't, because I was with you. I was. Is there any?
I knew spotter Josh Williams because I ran in a few iRacing leagues with him, so that's
Oh,
how I knew they were
sweet.
different.
So
So
he did drive. All right.
in iRacing,
All right, I'll take that. All right,
I'm not
I'll
happy.
take it.
So then I'm only half wrong.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah,
only half wrong.
That's fine.
He just didn't drive on Saturdays. It's fine.
It's all good. Is there any piece of this news that you all want to pick apart, or do we want to go straight to like the in and out?
I do love an in.
I was gonna say,
Me too.
are we
Heading
going
out.
to In and Out? I've never been
Burgers.
to In and Out. There is
Burgers.
they're nowhere near here.
Move on to the burgers.
Move on to the burgers, please.
We're a simple bunch, Taylor.
we really are.
Taylor, you gonna DoorDash me In and Out? That'll be my raise.
I've never had In and Out.
I'll I'll tell you right now, it's going to be
in Boston. What are they going to air freight it to?
Yeah, I was like, what are
Yeah, I
they
was going to
do?
say, Taylor, this will constitute as a rather large raise considering the airfare cost.
Fair. That is true. Yeah. Well,
Can
we'll
you
talk
imagine them
about
just
it.
loading
We'll figure it
a
out.
medium meal onto a 747.
You know, side note here, I really do think airlines somehow should serve like fast food, like on the plane. I feel like this is
bathroom, that poor bathroom.
You're
this
asking for
Taylor-
would be a
nightmare,
great
Taylor.
idea.
You're
Taylor,
asking for a nightmare.
Taylor, it's called getting McDonald's right before your flight.
See, but that's just not
Which
as
again,
fun.
the poor bathroom.
You're right.
I don't know, Taylor. Let's get like a Star Destroyer sized airplane and just put a food court in it.
Let's do it. I'm seeing the future. My ideas are the future. It's gonna happen.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyhow.
So Alpha Prime Racing.
So Alpha Prime Racing. That's probably the piece of news that we can dissect a lot more out of all of this. Just me personally. I mean, I think it's a great idea that they're moving that 45 to a part-time. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just more focus on just less, I guess, is more for that team right now. I felt like they kind of dipped a little last season in performance from what they did in 2022. So just kind of rebuilding, I think, is really
another
important.
case of being a little overambitious, but
Yeah.
also wanting to get as much money as you possibly can into the company.
True.
Yeah. I think that's part of it too, is I think they're still trying to operate as both a race team and as a business.
Right.
And that's a mix and match thing. Yeah, sure, you can put 3 cars out on track, and that means that you'll get 3 paychecks at the end of a race. But you know, if one car every week is going to get destroyed, I'm not saying, I'm not pointing at any driver from last year, but like if one of those 3 is going to get totaled, you know, that check's going to slowly dwindle itself down week by week. So I think it's probably the smartest move.
That's the thing. The more cars you put on the track, the more likelihood you're going to have at least one of them, you know, have some sort of, you know, monetary hit with damage.
Yeah. And you're getting a guy this year consistently in Brendan Poole who can go out there, get in the car, bring it home top 10, top 20, top 15, and not wreck anything, not destroy anything, just bring it home in one piece. Ryan Ellis is solid in the same way as that too. Just consistently keeps it clean. Bad luck will hit him from time to time, but he'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
in the grand scope of things, 22nd pays a ton better than 38th.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a team like that needs to look at it like that.
Yeah. And I think luckily they've had a good core of drivers that understand that.
True.
They don't seem to hire drivers that try to, you know, yeet themselves into the top 15 and then end up 35th. So
yeah, I don't want to say this in a bad way because that's not how I mean it, but they hire smart drivers in the sense that they think through. They understand the objective is to race the best you can, but bring that car home clean. As opposed to win or nothing.
They're also really good at hiring likable drivers.
That's true.
Yeah,
I would say so. Yeah,
if they hire really likable,
genuine resume.
Yeah.
Sweet. So good for them, though.
All right, let's take an imaginary trip to In-N-Out. Let's talk about what we want to see.
Oh my God, Taylor turned into Miss Frizzle.
The hair starting.
Please let this be a normal field trip.
With the frizz? No way.
No way. Aww.
Oh my gosh.
Now I want to watch an episode of that tonight. But talking about what we want to see more of in 2024, I'm trying so hard.
What NASCAR driver is most qualified to pilot the Magic School Bus?
Honestly, that's a really valid question.
I need that clip.
STG.
No, you're 100% right. You're 100% right.
Oh yeah, he's running the ARCA race too. Yeah.
That's right. He is running the ARCA race.
Oh, that's a big piece of news that
I saw somebody ask if he was going to finish top 15. I said, well, 11 cars will finish on the lead lap, and my guess is that he'll be one of them.
That's fair.
Yeah, same.
What a mood. What a mood.
I just want, this is a total aside, and I apologize for getting off track. I just want, since he's Australian, I want them to rebadge the SS as the Holden, like the Holden SS.
I've heard that so much.
I want that so
they
bad.
Just
like,
make it that.
Do the funny. Like, because Trackhouse is funny in that car, Pinnacle Racing Group, who runs that team, do the funny. Just do the funny.
Do
for
the
me once.
funny.
Please.
That's for any team. Just do the funny.
Yeah.
We want to see the funnies.
Be
Too
creative.
much seriousness.
Yeah.
Just do the
What you're
funny.
here for.
Please do the funnies. Thank you.
Sorry. Anyway, I apologize.
good. I will say, like, RFK, I feel like they're doing better.
RFK does the funnies.
Yeah, they do the funny, and I appreciate
RFK does the funnies.
It's almost time for Meme Wars. Meme Wars.
The
Ooh.
heck is what?
RFK will do Meme Wars with teams.
Yeah.
In the off
Colleague
season.
is a front runner. I
That's a
would
good one.
say.
Petty GMS or Legacy I used to be back in the day.
JGR's
RFK.
pretty good at it.
But,
They
like,
are.
Yeah.
but,
They're
like,
getting
JGR's got jokes.
Their social
JGR's got
media is
jokes.
great.
JGR's got jokes.
They got jokes for days. Yeah, I would say Colleague is probably their biggest competition if I'm like thinking about who could win Meme Wars.
Definitely
next year.
colleague.
Alright. Colleague and RFK are the top runners for sure.
Oh yeah. Any other team who like contributes heavily to the Meme War, I will be shocked because I don't think anyone's reached that level yet.
No,
They've tried,
yeah.
but it's not
Trackhouse is too
convincing.
serious.
Yeah, they're trying to be cool, and I appreciate it, and I see it, and I recognize it.
2311 has a decent balance.
They do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think 2311 and Trackhouse have a good balance on their social media of like professional, but like fun, not
Yeah.
like baked
Yeah.
memes and stuff like that, which I do
Whereas
love.
like
But
RFK and colleague are just straight memery. They do
Yeah.
social media the way social media should be done.
Oh yeah.
which I love. So you know what? What's in 2024? More memes, more fun,
More
less
funnies.
serious, more
Give me
fun.
more funnies.
But also,
More
like in
funny.
terms of broadcasting, though, I mean, keep it fun. But you know, there's some things that maybe need to be cleaned up for the first half of the season. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
like
broadcasting-wise.
put Larry McReynolds back in the booth.
That would be amazing.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. So my end is more memes, more fun. I don't know, something personal too. I'll say like, and then an out at this point would be when I'm at the track. I'm on my phone a lot when I'm like there as a fan, and I'm not just taking it in. I feel like I need to like get off my phone. I don't know if you guys saw the video of like the ball dropping in Paris, and everyone was just on their phone. I think it was Paris, and I'm like, that's terrifying. Like no one's taking in the moment. So that's my thing, is taking more moments in 2024 while I'm at the track. Have a good time. Somebody out. Oh, this is what Mark said. Drivers saying Final Four. Leave that.
The
in the
belay's
past.
coming after you.
What is this? Oh, it's a cease and desist from the NCAA.
Yes.
Probably.
Championship 4.
Yeah, championship 4.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have any that you can think of?
Any other news?
No, anything you want to see like leave NASCAR?
Anything to leave?
Stages.
Oh, I got it. Oh, there's a ton of things I would love to see
Oh,
leave.
no. Oh no.
I've opened the floor.
Pandora's box got opened up.
The ton of things I'd like to see leave. The playoffs. That's one. I'm down with getting rid of stages. That's fine. I don't have a hard stance on that, but there's definitely a handful of drivers I would like to see leave, but I'm not going to disclose that information here. Why would I?
No, let's not do that. Let's be
But
friends.
but everybody has those. There's a lot of drivers I would like to stay. But one of them is retired now, so now I'm sad. Actually, a lot of them are retired. I'd like to. Yes, I would also like to see the Clash leave LA and come to Harvard Stadium. Harvard Stadium would kill the Clash.
Can we get rid of the
kill it.
stadiums though? Maybe.
Are you kidding? Okay, fine. Let's go to an actual short track. Are we gonna do that? Are we gonna bring the Cup Series to Monadnock Speedway?
No, they'll go Bowman Gray before that.
Yeah, I forgot. The only tracks that people care
fine.
about are in North Carolina and Florida. Nobody cares about the tracks in New England, which is why they keep dying.
Ooh, front stretch interviews though. Get that ish
Yeah.
out of my life.
So right.
Yeah, kindly.
Ben hit the
Throw her
nail
out
on
the
the
door.
head with these yellow line rule.
Come
Yep,
on, spit
charters.
fire.
But that's the whole
but
show.
bring-
That's the whole show. You can get rid of
Bring
the
back-
rule of the show.
charters out.
Yeah.
Bring back the top 35 rule, even though we'd probably have to make it like the top 27 now.
Oh, can I talk about something that has been rumored now in the motorsports world?
Sure.
Sorry, I just thought about this talking about the top 35. So there's been a rumor floating out there on the etherwebs that Robbie Gordon might make a comeback at some point, which I think would be incredible.
Carmen?
I did see that.
Do you not know who Robbie Gordon is?
No, I know who Robbie Gordon is, but making a comeback?
Yeah, there's a
Like, in
rumor
what
that
way?
like probably running a couple road courses at some point in the next gen.
And his son, and his
Can
son's,
we get a
up and
bright
coming
orange
too.
Speed Energy car back on
Oh,
race?
oh! That Speed Energy would look so good on a next gen.
It would.
It would look.
I would-
so good on a next gen.
I would sell my soul for a diecast of a 20. I think it'd be 2011, 2010, 2011
Yeah.
Dodge Charger with the Speed Energy and the Fat 7 on it. Like that's all I want in my life. Sometimes I don't want to ever get married. I want that. So
They're not. They're honestly on eBay. They're not that expensive. When they pop
He
up,
wants
they're
the
not.
Charger.
Oh well, they don't exist.
Car.
That's why
They don't exist unless you get a custom made. Which like
part of sell my soul.
there are people that will do that for you. Like people will make a custom one for you.
That's true.
Not that I
T-Mac,
would know
shout out
anything
T-Mac.
about that. T-Mac is my guy. Oh my.
T-Mac,
It's taped. It's you know what we're bringing. Okay.
Wally runs.
Okay. You know what we're bringing into 2024.
What are we bringing?
So Lionel's always rolling out these classic race version cars. We need to bring out some classic pole win cars so we can get race
Ooh.
versions where it's all taped up and it looks just badass as hell.
Fair.
Art.
Fair.
Are you kidding me?
Art, man.
It's so
That
good.
thing is beautiful. They killed when they changed the number like mid-year, they killed it. They like I don't mean that in a positive way. That number ruined it.
Mm-hmm. The little thin 7 that matches
Yeah.
the Speed Energy logo.
Yeah, you didn't need to do that.
No. Sorry, I just had to get that out of the way.
Hey,
Ins and
okay,
outs.
I agree with you.
Also, I want to say that Adam is totally correct. There are plenty of good short tracks up here in New England.
Yeah.
There's countless. Go to any of them if you're in New England, or if you're not, just come here and visit and go to a short track in New England.
I'd love to.
All right, Ben. We heard it.
You
Heard
heard
it.
it here first.
Okay.
We can talk about some specific drivers. I do want to save most of our predictions on the show before the clash. But we can at least talk about like some things lightly, like Ross Chastain. Do we see him getting over 5 wins next year?
No.
Maybe like
Four's a
3.
good number. Four's a good number.
Okay.
I think four is a ceiling.
3 for Dale.
But it's a good. I mean, even 3 wins. 3 wins is a good. Like Chris Buescher had 3 wins this year. We talk about how good of a year that was.
Wow.
That's fair.
What a season.
Yeah.
Huh, okay. Ty Gibbs breakout year. I think he'll get a win next year.
He could get a win. I
Yeah.
don't
When,
I don't know if he'll get more than one, but
Beware the sophomore slump. It happened to Larson too.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the concern.
Larson, Cindric.
God, Cindric.
Well, Cindric.
Yeah, and I will save the predictions. I got some very right in January of last year. So
You
we'll
got one
see if I
too,
can-
right?
Yeah, it was pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. That was pretty neat. But yeah, we'll save those. SVG will answer this one. At least 2 wins in the Xfinity Series and 1 on an oval. I think that could be possible.
I don't know. I don't know if I see an oval win.
That's
I think
the
he wins
questionable
Daytona
one.
Arca.
That's early.
Yeah.
I don't see a win.
Oh,
I can't see it all.
I think he goes. I think he goes winless.
Oh God.
That's my
That's
prediction.
fair.
We got
I
Noah.
if Kyle Larson is any predecessor to this, he'll win the championship. So
No.
yeah, you're right. I do see him picking up a win this year. In fact, I see him picking up 10. Just like his number.
Won't be stopped.
Here's the thing though, which maybe Rob, this will make you feel better. Hendrick equipment SHR right now.
Yeah.
So
It'll be
Yeah.
a rough year.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
it's gonna be one of the years of all time.
I do want to mention this here, and I'm not meaning to criticize. This is not what I mean, but SHR is going through a rebrand right now in terms of their vibe, specifically on social media and how they're quantifying their team and their season with a whole badass, grit, tough guy, winners, whatever whatever words they're using on social media. They're really hyping up this year. And my concern is they're hyping it up in a way that is not attainable when you have 2 new drivers and, quite frankly, a very young team. Ryan Preece is probably the most veterans on their team in terms of Cup Series tenure,
And he's still new to like
and he's still newer.
to semi-competitive Cup equipment. And at this
Right.
point, that equipment isn't that much better than what he had at JTG.
It's about parallel right
It's
now.
about the
Yeah.
same.
So I mean, I get it, and it's it's a very much a Tony Stewart vibe. It feels like a lot of what they're putting out has been coming down from the boss. I saw somebody that one of the things they said, somebody commented on it was like, I know a Tony Stewart quote when I see it.
Yeah.
So again, that's his vibe. I get it. It just
I just fell. Sorry.
it feels out of place.
It does. I think
And it feels very thin-skinned.
it does. To their credit, though, because I don't want to criticize, because it's one. I mean, it does. The branding looks really nice, and the whole. I like the idea of this. I think whatever you put out into the world, whatever energy you put out, you hope that you get in return. And I think that's maybe the vibe of what they're going with is we're going to put positive energy out there. We're going to put out, we're relentless, badass out into the world. We're going to get some wins next year, and it's going to happen.
But I would argue this isn't even positive. This is
it's trying to change the
this
image
is
from
like
last
when
year.
this is like when the Patriots a couple of years ago were trying to say that everybody was doubting them, and they put this weird, like, almost like victim mentality on them. That's the vibe I'm getting from Stuart Haas, is that they're trying to like victimize themselves, and it's like, know where you are. You
Fair.
just like your winningest driver, who is an all-time talent, is leaving. You're gonna take a step down. Just accept the fact this is gonna be a transitional year,
Right. And there's nothing wrong with that at all.
And like, this is gonna sound a lot more harsh than I mean it to, but just sit down and shut up.
Damn, boy.
Sit down, shut up, and do and just perform.
This is this is what the Flyers went through the last 2 years in hockey, of like, we didn't want to admit that we were going through a rebuild, but we really needed to. And then finally last year, our head coach was like, no, we're rebuilding, and no one's saying it but me. Like, that's what they need to do, is just admit, hey, we're bad. We need to work on it. Like,
and I think that's a thing that NASCAR teams, I feel like that's a thing that maybe it's because we're just now hitting a point in the sport where teams have been around long enough to see rebuilds happen, but I think that needs to be a more accepted thing with teams.
Yeah.
We saw it happen with Hendrick Motorsports. They went through a rebuild where they had a lot of young guys, and again, an all-time talent that was on the back end of his career. Stuart Haas, I think, is at the apex of their rebuild. And again, it just feels we don't need to harp on this any more than we already have. But
hey, I hope for the best for them. I think they have a fun group of drivers that are all very, like,
they've got one of the best personalities in the sport.
Yeah,
Ericsson is one of the, and the growth that he has expressed that he's been on, I think is only going to make him a better talent. Some people might he'll probably be a little bit more muted.
Yeah,
that some people might not like that he's not as edgy, but you're not going to take that full personality out of him. That's a big reason that Tony Stewart hired him. So I'm excited to see just him outside of the car as well
his
as
growth, personal growth.
I want to end this on like a like end this topic on a positive note,
Yeah.
because I feel like I just like really just tore SHR to shreds. I don't mean to. It just I don't like the
You guys are
vibe
trash.
they're putting off.
Respectfully.
Well, no, I just don't like I don't like the vibe you're putting off. Like,
Right. It's a
Chill.
weird vibe, and
chill out.
it threw me off. But in all sincerity, I want them to succeed. We understand next year's going to be a building year from them, and it might be rough. It might be like a Cinderella story type of year. You lose Kevin Harvick, one of the greatest talents in the modern era of NASCAR, and you somehow do well. But I really hope they do well. I think, again, like I said, they have a fun group of drivers that have great personalities. All of them have really, grassroots, humble backgrounds, which I think is really cool. So, much love to Stewart-Haas Racing. We really do love them. But yeah, we will. Before we go, Adam. So I guess all of us are here, right? In a way,
Gang's all here.
the gang's all here. Adam, we miss you, bud. But hopefully you're enjoying a vacation. But everyone, this has been the first show of our what? This is our fourth season. I don't know how long I've been doing this. This is 2021. I can't do math, but like first episode of the new year. Pretty cool. So thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. Ben is like
2021.
simple math.
I really hope it's not 2021. I'd still be in college.
2021 is when I started above the yellow line. We started doing the live streams probably towards the end of that year, beginning of
First
2020.
thing I listened to you.
It's not a good time.
Oh my God, it's 2023.
Time is weird. We're in 2024. I still can't believe it. Whatever. But thank you all for joining us for our first
When
episode.
do we jump the shark? That's the real question.
That is a great question. I don't know. But
The minute I said Ron Hornaday has no truck wins is the minute we jumped the shark.
Straight panic. Oh yeah. Throwback to
We can do it right now. We got 2 hours.
days. We got 2 hours. That's fine.
Oh, I don't have 2 hours.
But if you guys want more NASCAR news, of course, visit TobyChristie.com, RacingAmerica.com as well for more grassroots racing news, NASCAR news, all of the above. Also, make sure to check out our website for more about us, who we are, our social media handles. It's our website. It's the ATYL group website. So make sure to check it out. Ways to support us, your merchandise. If you want a super cool hat, like it's on the ground now, like this, you kind of see it. Make sure to check out our website, link in bio. Also too, as the season is quickly approaching, our episodes will be on podcasting platforms as well as YouTube and Facebook, as they always have been. Also our interviews that we do on the live streams, I cut them up and put them on these podcasting platforms. So if you don't want to watch it, you can't watch it. You can listen to it on the go, which is pretty neat. But yeah, so glad that you guys were able to join us. Follow us on social media. Make sure to subscribe to our channel as well and follow us all on our socials. But good to see you all for our first Thursday of the new year, and for many more to come. We will be live again next Thursday. So we will see you then. Not sure the plan for that one yet, but stay tuned. And then, yes, we will have a Busch Series podcast event before the season begins officially for NASCAR. So when that happens, stay tuned, because it will be, I can guarantee you, a wild one. But everyone, thank you again so much. I've rambled long enough. Thank you for being part of the ATYL fam. And until next time, we will see you later. All right. Bye.